This Shabbat we bless the last month of the Jewish calendar year, the month of Elul. This month of Elul is a time of preparation, contemplation, seeing ourselves develop as we enter into Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, the awe-inspiring days of the year. And every single day of the month of Elul, aside from Shabbos, we blow the shofar, because the shofar stirs us, it awakens us. It reminds us of our connection to Hashem and our desire to reach for higher, so that we prepare adequately to make sure that next year is not just another year, but a new year, a year of growth, a year of strength. And so it's so appropriate that the reading of this Shabbat talks about choices. Hashem says, I've placed in front of you blessing and the opposite of blessing, and you should choose blessing. We have as human beings the capacity to grow or to, God forbid, descend in our stature. We have a capacity to choose blessing or the opposite of blessing. But what is so significant is that this Shabbat's reading begins with the word Re'eh. See, says Hashem, I have placed in front of you these extremes, blessing and the opposite of blessing. Why the word see, Re'eh? And so significant is this word that it becomes the name of this week's portion. Re'eh, see. It has something to do with the way we look and the way we see things. And the Kotzker Rebbe says so beautifully that different people can be in the same circumstance, almost the same events, and they can derive different messages from it just because of the way they look, the way they see things. Because when we look with eyes of optimism, when we look with eyes that see up rather than down, when we see solutions rather than problems, when we look at how we can find a way forward rather than wallow in the difficulties that surround us, then we impact on ourselves and then on people around us, and we can create a groundswell that affects the entire community. And when we look with negative eyes, which it's so easy to do, then we look at the problems and the difficulties, and we're always looking to find out why it cannot work and why the problems are just so vast that life has become so difficult. And the ripple effects of negativity generate negativity and apathy and indifference, and we impact so negatively on the community. The difference between blessing and curse begins with the way we look at our lives, at ourselves, at people around us, at the world. Just in the last 2 weeks, I've had the distinct honor and privilege to be involved in fundraising events both at Torah Academy and at the Great Park Synagogue. Both of them were very successful in gathering together much funds which are needed for the institutions. But more important than even the finance was the fact that the communities came together and they shared solutions. They got involved with ensuring that we find somehow a way forward rather than just talking about the problems. And the energy that generated, where we saw each other working towards a goal, and it generated more and more positivity. And we had a glimpse of what we can achieve when we look with positive eyes and we look at one another as partners in achieving the goal. May Hashem let us enter into this last month of the year with an evaluation of how we look, with an eye check, with how do we see things around us. And if we look with eyes of positivity, we can change the way people around us look at themselves and the world. And we can have a ripple effect on the entire community so that we enter into this month of preparation for Rosh Hashanah with hope, with positivity, with a commitment to make the right choices in life. Have a beautiful Shabbos.